Hello, this is Chas with Heirloom Leaves and Seeds, and today I'm doing a little bit of a special video. Today I am making an Earl Grey tea that is lightly dusted with some really cool roses. I've got some dark pink roses that I had previously dried, and I am going to grind them up and I am going to lightly dust them on the top of this Earl Grey tea. So let's get started. So what you're going to need, you're going to need your rose petals, coconut milk, Earl Grey tea that is nice and warm, and just a little bit of maple syrup. Now this is a vanilla infused maple syrup. Now I do have a frother over here, and I just put the coconut milk in it, and I put it on warm and I frothed it. And just a little note on the ingredients, I always try to use organic ingredients whenever I can. And then the rose petals I have grown right here in my garden, so I know everything that's happened to these rose petals. My first idea was just to get a mortar and just grind them up, but that did not work. It just kind of moved them around. Maybe they weren't quite dry enough, I don't know, but I ended up using a spice grinder and that worked perfectly. Let's get started and I will show you how I make this beautiful Earl Grey tea, adding the coconut cream and the dried rose petals, and even the maple syrup just makes it a little extra special, and it's just a nice treat you can give yourself. And it's a fun way to incorporate rose petals from the garden. And in the end, after I make it, I will talk to you a little bit about caffeine and how I am cutting back my caffeine intake to 1 cup a day of any sort of caffeinated tea and what made me want to do this. So for right now, let's get started and make some tea. Here is the freshly ground rose petals, and that is working a lot better than using the mortar. All right, so here I have got my Earl Grey tea poured, and I have a little bit of vanilla infused maple syrup. So what we're going to do now is we've got the tea ready. It is steeped for 3 to 5 minutes. So now we're going to pour in the coconut milk that has been frothed. Here is the freshly frothed coconut milk. So what we're going to do is just pour a little bit into this Earl Grey, get some of that nice froth. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of this vanilla infused maple syrup. Okay. And then next, let's add the rose petals. And just so I'm not putting a bunch of big flakes, this is what I ground. So I'm just going to lightly tap this. And then there's just a very light dusting of the rose petals. Oh, that looks so pretty. Okay. Oh, that looks so good. All right, so let's give this a try. Okay, I love this. I love the beautiful earthy, citrusy flavor of an Earl Grey tea. So I hope this new tea recipe sounds good to you. It is definitely something that is really nice to try. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I am cutting back on my caffeinated tea a little bit. And this is because I've heard some things lately that saying that drinking caffeine is the equivalent of your body's reaction to seeing a tiger out in the wild. It's like it gives you that jolt. And so if you're drinking several cups of caffeinated things throughout the day, your body's in this state of the whole time. And that's not a healthy state to be in. And another thing I've heard is that for every cup of a caffeinated beverage you drink, and obviously the more caffeine in it has, the worse, probably the more water you need. But they say a cup of caffeine needs 5 cups of water to kind of neutralize it, to break even, because caffeine can be dehydrated. Now, I know studies on caffeine have been all over the place. Sometimes it's like, oh, it's good for you, and then, oh, it's bad for you. So, this is just what I've read recently. My goals for the rest of this year, and I've been working on this for about a month, is to be drinking 8 to 9 glasses of filtered water, and then drink a little bit of herbal tea, and I will still drink the 1 cup of caffeinated tea like this once a day in the morning. And this is just a personal goal for me because I have a hard time drinking water. I don't crave it. I'm not a thirsty person. I want most of my intake of what I'm drinking to be just water. I think it's a lot healthier because sometimes, like in the winter, especially when I really do not get thirsty, I can tell just by my skin that I'm dehydrated, and it's just an area where I need to improve. I want to drink things that's going to make my health better, not worse. Say you drink a nice, well, I don't have a cup of water, but say this is a cup of water. Okay, so you can drink water or even a nice herbal tea, because before I forget, they said 2 liters of water, and then a half a liter can be herbal teas. I think a nice organic broth, things like that, that's good for you. So I want to do the things that's good for me. So water, herbal teas. I don't ever want to be drinking things like pop, energy drinks, things like that. I honestly don't even know the last time that I've drank pop. I just don't do it. I've never really liked it, and there's no nutritional benefits from pop. And, just read the label. What in there is good for you? Probably nothing. So, why waste the calories? And don't think that you can get away with diet pop, because that's a whole other topic. So you're just getting calories, probably bad coloring in it, probably corn syrup of some sort. So it's just not doing anything beneficial. So at least with pure clean water, you're giving your body what it needs to function on a daily basis, or like herbal teas. And then an herbal tea, that is another topic as well, because certain herbs do good things for the body. And you could be drinking a red clover tea or a combination of different teas. And while we're talking about teas, watch out for the ones that say natural flavors. What is that? If it was something good for you, they would list it out, because natural flavor is a blanket term where they can throw anything they want. So try to drink organic tea that is nothing but herbs, spices, things like that. So that is enough on that today. I hope you will try out this tea, and hopefully you have some beautiful roses from your garden that you can use. And if you don't, maybe a family member or friend has some roses that they will let you use a few, and you can dry them and make this tea. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.